Class of Mundos. Hi everybody, it's Mr. B. Today we're going to talk about comparing and contrasting. So, mirror my actions. Comparing is when we tell how things are alike. Comparing is when we tell how things are alike. Mirror my actions. Contrasting is when we tell how things are different. Contrasting is when we tell how things are different. Now, sometimes you're going to see sentences that compare and contrast. And there are some key words that will help you figure out if they're telling you how things are the same or how things are different. Okay? If we are going to compare two things, we will use the words to or both, also, alike, same, similar, or in common. For example, football is a sport. Baseball is too, right? I told you how both of those things were alike. Or both football and baseball are sports. That's telling you how they're the same, right? Football and baseball are alike in that they are both sports, right? So these words here, to, both, also, alike, same, similar, or in common. If you see those in a sentence, they're telling you that these things are alike. Whereas these words are used to contrast. But, whereas, however, while, different, or on the other hand. Today is really cold, but yesterday was a lot warmer, right? Contrasting. Today is really cold, whereas yesterday was a little warmer. Yeah, different. Today it's really cold. However, yesterday was warm, right? Today and yesterday are different in the fact that today it's cold and yesterday it was warm, right? Today it's really cold. On the other hand, yesterday was kind of warm. These words are telling you that the things that I'm talking about in this sentence are different. And we're going to continue to go over those all week. All right? I'm going to have a little assignment for you, a very small assignment for you that has to do with these words, okay? So, hold that thought while we move on. Now, one way, I don't like this one. Too easy. All right, this is a good one. One way that we can show how things are different or the same is by using a Venn diagram. Now, a Venn diagram has two circles, right? And each circle represents characteristics about a certain thing. This whole circle right here is talking about a fourth grade student or fourth graders, right? This whole circle right here is talking about kindergarten students. Now, the part over here is only about fourth grade students. And the part over here is only about kindergarten students. But the part in the middle is things that they both share. So the comparing part will go here, right? These are things they both have. That's how they're alike. The contrasting will go on the outside. Okay? So this is one way we can kind of keep our thoughts straight if we're asked to compare and contrast two different texts like we're going to do this week, or if we're asked to compare and contrast two different characters or settings or whatever we're asked to see how things are alike or different. For example, a fourth grader, what's something a fourth grader can do that a fourth grader can multiply? Right? That's something that only fourth graders can do. Kindergarten students can't multiply yet. But they can both do math, right? They both do math. That goes in the middle. Right? Kindergartners, what's something only kindergartners do? That's a hard one. I don't know. Let's see. Kindergartners, they can't multiply, can they? Well, maybe some of them can. I don't know. Kindergartners, they can't read big texts, can they? They can't read big text. Large words. Right? Fourth graders can read large words. Kindergartners can't read large words, right? So that's something that only kindergartners can do. Fourth graders can read Diary of a Wimpy Kid, right? Can't they? They can read Diary of a Wimpy Kid. They can read Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Kindergartners, that's a hard one. What's something the kindergartners can do that fourth graders don't do? That's a tricky one. Message me back that if you think of an answer for that one. Well, what's something that you guys share? Huh? Something you share is you go to Trinity School, right? Yeah, you go to Trinity. They both go to the same school, right? Our kindergartners and our fourth graders both go to Trinity School. What's something else do? What else? Something else they do? They know Mr. Mike, right? You guys know Mr. Mike. That's something that is the same. So if we wanted to make a sentence using some of our words that we used before, if we wanted to tell how kindergartners and fourth graders are different, we might use the word whereas. Fourth grade students can multiply, whereas kindergarten students cannot. Right? That's how you're different. Right? But if we wanted to say how they were the same, you could say, fourth graders have math class. Kindergartners do too. That tells us how they're the same. All right. So what we're talking about this week is comparing and contrasting. And what you're asked to do as a fourth grade student and fifth grade student is take two different texts and compare and contrast them. Now, what you've got with you is I sent home two different texts, Running Like a Pro and Fixing My Sister's Bike. Okay? These texts have questions, a question set at the end. Okay? And we did some of this last week. The top part, you're going to use Fixing My Sister's Bike to answer these. For this one, you're going to use Running Like a Pro to answer those. And for the bottom two questions, 5 and 6, you're going to compare and contrast the two articles. Now, another thing I've done for you is I've set you up a comparing and contrasting work in Study Island. Okay? Spend a little time on it today, okay? It'll help you the next time we do our assessments. All right? So there's a Study Island work for you from Mr. B. It should say from Mr. B. And there's also written work. Send this stuff back in to me when you come back to school to get your packet for next week. Okay, I want to see copies of this. And I also want to see the work that you're doing in Study Island. All right? I hope everybody's staying warm today. It's cold. Stay in, stay safe, and we'll see you. This is Mr. B. I'm out.